Welcome to the Say It Out Loud podcast. I'm your host, Vasavi Kumar. If you're eager to gain clarity, speak with unwavering confidence, and liberate those inner voices, you're in the perfect spot. My mission here is to empower you to break free, find fulfillment, and ignite your passion. You ready? It's time to say it out loud. I've put together a guide of my top 10 tested and proven to work practical strategies and habits to help bright women like you say no, set your boundaries right, live confidently, and build healthy relationships, starting with the relationship you have with yourself. This is a self-paced guide, and I can't wait for you to dig into it so you can start becoming your most confident self, because she's in there waiting for you. Head to the link in my show notes or go to vasavikumar.com/guide and grab it today. It's me, Vasavi. Happy Monday. We are 29 days away from my book, Say It Out Loud, coming out into the world, which will be out May 16th. And I'm recording this right now before I go on my hot girl walk. I go on a walk every morning with my next door neighbor. We try to go every day, but I go every day. And it's been really just wonderful waking up in the morning and dedicating that time for myself and my movement and my mental health. There's so much that I want to say on today's episode, but I want to focus in on two key things, and that is our mental health, and that is the second thing being verbal self-regulation. So our mental health, I want to share on a personal front, not because I have to, but because I want to, because my commitment is transparency, because I know that my story can help another person who may be suffering in silence. April 1st, I decided to go back on medication. I decided to go back on medication for my bipolar disorder, which I've been living with for 21 years. And now it's been, 15 days, little over 2 weeks since I've been on meds, and I feel amazing. What I love is that I've been doing all the things holistically, my nutrition, my movement, getting vitamin D, my boundaries, my communication, my emotional regulation ways of coping with life, my ability to self-regulate, self-adjust. And also now, taking medication is it's just amplifying the work that I'm already doing with myself, right? It's actually helping making my mind a lot quieter and a lot of a more peaceful place for me to be. I don't want to make this episode all about bipolar disorder because it's not. It's really just more to highlight asking for help, doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves so we can function, not just survive, but to thrive, right? And I cannot believe that I got off medication. I get it. I get why I did. I weaned off of it. I thought 3 years ago, I'm going to get off meds. I had just been new in recovery again. Having gone to rehab again back in 2019 and now 4 years sober from cocaine, March 27th, this past year. So I'm really proud of a lot of the things that I've done. But I just had a moment where I was like, it shouldn't be this hard to feel this good. And so I chose to get back on meds, and I'm so happy that I did because I got a lot in front of me right now. I got my book coming out. We have podcasts coming out. We have lots of things happening, a lot more visibility. And I just felt like, although I was doing all the things that I would advise any of my clients to do, I realized the one thing that I wasn't doing, because I would never ask my clients to do something that I don't myself practice, the one thing that I wasn't doing for myself was to really honor my mind and take care of it. And I think on and off, I've been in denial about having bipolar disorder because I am so high functioning. And I'm like, I can do it. I don't need medication. I'm good. And it just started to get in the way. My mind just started to get in the way. My mind felt like it was attacking me a lot of the times. And I'm just really proud of myself that I got back on meds. And so this is just my invitation to you to look to see where you could use support, not necessarily in the form of medication, maybe that is, but where else in your life can you add a little bit more support in so that it doesn't have to be this hard to feel this good. Okay. And so this is really about taking responsibility for our own mental health. And that's exactly what I decided to do because I just saw that it was my mind was just getting in the way, and no matter what I was doing, it's, I am not more powerful than my brain chemistry. And that is not me being a victim. That is not me being powerless. That is me really understanding that there are things in my life that have happened that have caused my brain to function in a certain way. And I have done many things to regulate, including drugs, alcohol, relationships, just creating those familiar patterns, painfully familiar patterns over and over again through my relationships. And now I'm in a place where it's like, I don't have any of that in my life. I don't have that drama in my life. And I've been taking full responsibility for my mental health and my emotional health and my friendships and how I'm showing up. And it's like, but why is this hard? It's like, oh, Vas, you do have a clinical diagnosis of bipolar disorder. You've had it for 21 years. You live with your mind. You know yourself best. So I just had to get honest with myself. That was it, period. I had to get honest with myself. So that's where I'm at with that. Number 2, I want to talk about verbal self-regulation, which is really what self-talk is. My book, Say It Out Loud, which will be out May 16th, is really all about how to self-regulate using your words, because I truly believe our words and the tone and the pitch and the inflection and the volume that we use and the texture, the voice that we use with ourselves internally really does have the power to shape our life. When I am mean to myself, when I am harsh with myself, when I tell myself I'm a piece of shit, when I tell myself I'm useless, or when I have this like fearful voice inside of me that's like, you're going to go broke. You're going to do this. No one's going to want to work with you. Oh my God, you're such a failure. Like, no, I have to learn how to talk to that voice. I have to allow that voice to say it out loud. And I also have to learn how to respond back to that voice, because that voice is just scared. That part of me is just scared. And so that's what really the book is all about. The book is about learning how to verbally self-regulate, right? You can use the tone of your voice to even help you with your own emotional regulation, because think about it. Some tones really have the ability to make us nervous, right? Like when I used to be confronted with someone who had like a very like loud volume of speech, I would immediately start to get anxious. And then I felt like I had to domineer them. I had to be domineering so I could overpower them, because I couldn't handle their loudness. And now I've learned how to actually be with that, right? Like I don't sit around and, put up with shit if people are going to have like this loud ass tone with me or loud ass volume. But I now know how to manage myself in those situations. And I also know how to just get up and leave, right? I know how to walk away. And that's a skill that, man, I needed to learn how to walk away, knowing when it's time to walk away. And also not having this huge chaotic conversation around it, dramatic conversation in my head. It's just like, okay, it is what it is. People come and go in your life, for a reason and a season, as my mentor Lisa Nichols used to say. By the way, who wrote the foreword for my book, Say It Out Loud. Anyway, y'all, I've been really in over my head in the best way possible. Like I really love this book launch process and who it's helped me to become in the process. I made a promise to myself that throughout this book launch period, I was not going to try to do the most, right? I don't have a goal of bestseller list. That's not a goal for me. My goal is, who do I become in this process? Because I am going to be seen as someone who is an expert in this, right? Because I'm an expert when it comes to self-talk. This is not my first rodeo with the voices in my head. I mean, I've lived with bipolar disorder for 21 years. This is something that I have lived. This is something that I've been not just trained in, but it's mostly things that I've lived, right? Going through CBT, having to deal with the own voices in my head and teaching myself and being able to talk myself through any situation has helped me write this book from a place of lived experience. And I also have training, right? So I just want to emphasize the power of your own lived experience. I mean, you're not an imposter when you're speaking from lived experience. At least you're speaking from what you have lived. So just for those of you who maybe struggle with having imposter syndrome, I'm just letting you know right now, like there's nothing to feel like a fake or fraud about if you're just speaking from lived experience. That's it. You're just telling the truth. So I want my book to help every single person talk to themselves in a way that's actually going to lead them towards their goals and help them, like my subtitle says, courageously pursue their dreams, because your words have the power to help you courageously pursue your dreams. How you talk to yourself matters. Tone matters. Pitch matters. Volume matters. It matters how you speak to yourself. Whether anybody can hear it or not, you still know. Those voices in your head have the power to change your life. And so with this episode today, I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I wanted to let you all know that I'm thinking of you. This is always the place where I can just kind of say it and say it out loud. And this is also the place where you can ask me anything and I will answer it through an episode. So if you have any questions, feel free to DM me or email me through my website. And if you have any questions, let me know. Anything more that you'd like me to talk about, any topics that you'd like me to talk about, friendships, relationships, divorce, mental health, addiction, recovery, communication, camera confidence, marketing, like all the things. I've lived a very rich, colorful life. And so I have a lot to share. But the number one thing that I'm always going to ask you is, what are you telling yourself? How are you talking to yourself? I can tell a lot about somebody and their internal world just by when they speak to me, because I can tell how you're speaking to yourself just by how you're talking to me. I can feel the vibration of your words. And so I just want to remind you that your words matter. The words that you use towards yourself matter. And if you know that you need help in this season of your life to stop responding to yourself so critically, to stop judging yourself so harshly, then please pre-order my book, Say It Out Loud. It literally has the power to change your life. Your voice has the power to change your life. My book is going to show you how to use your voice to change your life, because you have all the answers inside of you. You just got to access it. And so I give you prompts and I give you exercises, and you don't need a journal. The best thing, you don't need a journal. You don't need a pen. You just need your beautiful voice that God has given you. So I want to end today's episode by saying thank you always for those of you who have listened to me for years, for those of you who are just finding me, for those of you who have just come across my book, my podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. It is an honor for me to use my voice to help other people who may be suffering and struggling in silence. So go to vasavikumar.com/order the book to pre-order my book, or go to the link in my show notes. And if you like this episode, if you want to share this episode or any of my episodes, just tag me on Instagram at my name is Vasavi. Let me know that you listened to this episode. Let me know that you pre-ordered the book. Also, shout out, I want to just say this to my Austin folks. And even if you're not in Austin, I am having my book launch party live and in person, Austin, Texas. It'll be hosted by Hearth and Soul, which is like an amazing clothing, candle, jewelry, perfume, like little trinkets, kitchen stuff. Like, it's such a cute store in Austin, Texas. So they have been gracious enough to host my book launch party. So you're invited to that. And I'm also going to put the link to that book launch party in my show notes if you want to come to Austin. It's May 11th. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Say It Out Loud podcast, y'all. Thank you so much for just supporting me. I love all of you. Okay, until next time. Don't forget, it's time for you to say it out loud. If you love today's episode, then say it out loud. Subscribe, leave a review, and come say hi over on Instagram at My Name is Vasavi. Until next time, say it out loud.